The letter L is a powerful beginning, powerful enough to make someone feel like a loser, or to make them fall in love, or to help someone be loud enough to be heard, or to feel lost in the crowd. It is just a little letter, but it is the beginning of life. My life is currently unfolding in a place that is not my home, where the people around me are neither family nor friends, and even the weather is unfamiliar. Scholarships are excellent things, especially when they are given by excellent schools to excellent students such as me. What's not so excellent is that the excellent schools within a 10-hour drive from my house didn't give me excellent scholarships. So here I am in Lewisburg, Tennessee, with nary a method of transportation to my name. This is because, 1, even though I am 17 years old and passed my driving test the first time with no marks and have never been in an automobile accident, I do not have a vehicle to call my own. And 2, because vehicles that students call their own are prohibited on the campus of the Lewisburg Institute of Excellence, into which academic program I am enrolled. Everyone I meet calls me Rachel, because the paperwork says that my name is Rachel Ann Reynolds. But they don't ask, and I don't tell, that everyone at home calls me Elle, and I haven't answered to Rachel a day in my life. If there were no differences between Lewisburg and Manassas, Virginia, besides this, then I would most likely not be worried about what life here is going to be like for someone who would rather be loud than lost, and who wouldn't mind if a bit of love were in store. As it is, however, I have already had to learn that some vegetables are best when served fried, and that one Tennessee accent is not another Tennessee accent, is not a Kentucky accent, is not another American accent, say, belonging to a 17-year-old girl from Virginia. My roommate Lizzie's accent is not hard for me to understand, like some are, but it is different enough for me to feel like we are from two worlds, one where I go out shopping at Forever 21 on the weekends and take jogs on the gum-covered sidewalks of the subdivision streets, and another one where she spends her weekends hiking and mudding and shooting, that is, if the good Lord is willin' and the creek don't rise. Though she wears jeans every day and owns more pairs of boots than she does flip-flops, Lizzie is the kind of beautiful that makes other girls hate themselves because they know they spend hours trying to look as good as she does when she rolls up out of bed. No amount of primping can infuse a 17-year-old woman with what Lizzie has. Her face always looks like she's thinking about cotton candy or the Tennessee Volunteers winning a game against the Wildcats, or like it just stopped raining and the sun came out to make all the dripping, wet things look like a painting in a museum, and her hair is always bouncy and the color of honey. Her voice was nice too, but not as nice as the rest of her. A little raspy, a little rough, like the way I've imagined a fish would sound if it could talk and it was out of water. "How long before we have to go to that meeting?" Her voice came from her bed, where I'd thought she'd been sleeping while I was finishing up with some unpacking and organizing in the block of free time that we had. We were in our room, which was about as big as my mother's walk-in closet doubled, and held another twin bed just like Lizzie's, 2 dressers, a wardrobe, and 1 desk. The walls were made of cinder blocks that had been painted over until they were the color of the underside of a mushroom. It would have looked like a prison cell if it wasn't so cramped. 15 minutes, I told her, checking the clock that glowed from her side of the desk, too high above her pillow for her to see it. She stretched elaborately and yawned in the loud fashion that people yawn in when they don't care if anyone thinks they're tired, or rude. I didn't think it was rude, though, and I finished arranging the few books I had brought with me between the jars I'd used for makeshift bookends on my dresser. One was full of change, the other filled with seashells and cool stones. "Is it a really big deal?" I asked. This, our junior year, was Lizzie's 3rd at the Lewisburg Institute. Her eyes had something of pity and something of rebellion in them when she answered, "It's very important that you learn all of the rules so that you can break them with purpose instead of by mistake." "Don't you get in trouble for breaking them?" "Sure, kitchen duty. Then the kitchen boys hook you up with the best food in the house." I thought about fried vegetables and wondered if the best food in the house that served them was worth breaking rules to consume.